Okay, Barbara, I'm making pie crust. I've measured 2½ cups of flour, ½ teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 of a cup of Crisco. And I just take 2 knives and cut the Crisco into the flour. They say do it until it's pea-shaped.
Bye-bye, Jeannie.
Bye, Paul.
Love you.
Love you. Oops. Okay, that looks good. So now I have some very cold water. They say use very cold water. And I add 7 tablespoons, 1 at a time. 1. 2. 'I stirred in with a fork. 3. 4. 5. 6. 1 more. 7. Better roll up my sleeves. Okay, so it doesn't look like much now. And don't be afraid of it. You don't want to handle it too much, but you need to work it so it is in one ball. So just kind of squeeze it till all the flour is incorporated into the shortening. Yes, I always make a mess. Okay. I have my ball of dough. Doesn't have to be perfect. They say the less you handle it, the better. Okay, so now I'm going to cut it in half. That's about right. Okay. Okay, so I have 2 balls. So I'll set one aside. Wash my hands. Now I roll mine out on wax paper. So what I do is I dampen the counter here and then pull out a length of wax paper, and the damp counter holds it down. So I center one of these balls, kind of make it into a disc. And then when I roll it out, I keep flouring the rolling pin so that I don't rip it. Like I said, I make a mess when I'm doing this. So I kind of make a plus sign and then an X sign, so like 8 lines to make it even. And then I keep pinching the little cracks together. Getting there. You kind of push from the middle to the edges. So you want it to be even. So you push out from the center. Kind of rolling these little cracks together. There. So the wax paper is 12 inches wide, so that's what you want. I'm going to put it in, I think it's a 9-inch pie pan. So if you get it out to the edges, it should be the right size. So I take my pie pan and I just fold this in quarters. I pick up the edge of the wax paper and, carefully peel it back. And I set it in the pie pan. Try to center it. I never get it quite centered to begin. And if you have cracks in the crust, you can just wet your finger and that will seal the cracks. But still not quite centered. But I'm just not afraid of the crust, so I move it around. And if it tears, you just repair it. All right, that's pretty good. See, I can take this piece, I didn't get it quite centered, and just kind of tack it on here. Okay, there we go. That was pretty easy. I'm gonna put my cherries in. I have 3 cans of red tart cherries, 1.5 tablespoons of flour, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I stir the dry ingredients together and then add the cherries and let it sit while I'm making the crust. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my video here, but what I'll do next is I'll roll out the other half of the dough and I'll make a lattice top. I'll cut 10 even strips about 3/4 of an inch, and I'll put 5 down and then interlock them with 5 across. All right, easy as pie.